Today I'm going to be making a video about planting my apple tree, moving it from a pot and moving it into the soil of the earth. This is actually a seed I grew from an apple 8 about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, something like this. So I'm gonna open this. Look at that bad boy. Actually, I'm gonna put it right here on the ground. Look at this. Look at this. See, as you can see right here, it's growing pretty nicely. Right here at the ends, you can see it's starting to sprout out further. And actually at the beginning of spring, this thing looked like it was dead, but as you can see here, it's come back to life. This is a lot thicker, probably about this thick. And it's now about this thick. So yeah, I'm now just gonna carry it. And by the way, these are our chickens. I just grabbed an egg out from there. It's the third egg that they have produced, and they're getting bigger. It's kind of like laying pains, if that's even a term in the chicken world. Now, I do have another smaller apple tree, which I guess is now my backup apple tree, but I want to take a chance at putting this into the ground. I feel like it's grown pretty well so far, so I'm gonna take a chance at putting it in there. So I'm gonna go grab the tools. All right, so here in the garage, see, I'm probably gonna need the bucket, one of those shovels, one of those 3 shovels, and the main tool I've been using on the path I'm making is this pickaxe. It's very good, especially for the soil, loosening it up. All right, so here I got the stuff. I just quickly put the tree back into it so far. And here, my plan is, still need to go grab the soil, but my plan is essentially to scrape some of this out. All right, this is my first plant that I'm planting, or at least the first fruit tree that I'm doing. My understanding is that roots actually don't go down as deep as most people think. They actually spend a lot more time kind of like on the surface, you know, like they kind of grow sideways more than anything. And over here, I experienced that a lot because, as you can see here, I hit into the ground, and one of the main things I had to deal with a lot with was the roots. As you can see here, roots sticking out, more roots sticking out, which are probably from some of those trees over there. So for this one, I don't want to do it too deep, but I want to do it deep enough where the roots will lock into the soil. Now, another key of this is the fact that this soil is not that great. All right, so I'm going to be using some good soil, but I need to make sure I mix the good soil with some of this natural soil, because I want the tree to get accustomed to the natural soil, right? I'm not going to be using really good, extremely healthy soil all the time. It has to be able to survive by itself. And as you can see here, there's plenty of trees around, so it's possible. I just need to make sure that I'm sticking with it and paying attention to it. All right, I'm gonna get to it. I'm not just gonna leave my camera here. I'll just quickly show you the progress of just me moving away the soil. So I'm just gonna quickly show you guys kind of more of an even level, and I'll show you guys my work. And as you can see here, look at how big of a piece. Oh, pretty crumbly. How big of a piece that was with 3 hacks of the pickaxe. All right, just quickly did that. I'm gonna kind of expand this hole right here, and as you can see here, already took some of it out. Because again, we used some of the soil already, so the top layer is loose, but as you can see here, that red stuff is pretty still in there. No one's loosened that up, so I'm gonna have to loosen it up, and this sort of little layer up above it is also still hard soil, so I'm gonna have to use the pickaxe for this. All right. I got the hole down. I got my dirt pile over there. One of the key things that a lot of people forget to do, and I do still need to clean out some of it, is on the side of these walls, right? You can see here, it's very smooth, but the soil's density and texture is very different from this soil. And roots, just like everything else in nature, chooses a path of least resistance. So once I clean up some of that loose rubble down there, I'm gonna put striations into the side of the wall. So when the roots decide to pop out from this soil, right, they have some crevices to kind of put their roots in between, and kind of a little bit of an indentation to move inwards. Now, just to make sure that this is the right size, I'm gonna put this apple tree in here. All right, as you can see, pretty much with the floor, and this side's a little emptier, but I can just patch that up with some soil. So my family's still at Home Depot getting the soil, so once they come back, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna put a small little layer down at the bottom, just so it has some incentive to drill down a little bit. And then I'm gonna start layering it in with some regular soil and kind of cake it up with some of the good soil. I don't want to do too much. Because that's bad for the plants, bad for the roots. Soil is not as nutritious and it's not as soft and it's not as moist as the pot that it's in currently. So you want to make sure that the roots spread out as quickly as possible so it latches in and creates a secure foundation within the surrounding area. Over here, we have a very shady area with a lot of dead leaves on the ground, right? And most people, what they do is they put mulch on top of the area where they kind of put their plant in. Now, I could get some wood, chop it up a little bit, but you know, reuse what's around you, right? Nature is all about reusing what's around you. So I might as well just cake it up with some of these leaves once I put the plant in, put the soil in, and I dump some water in it, just so that the sun, because we're out here in California, it's beating every day for a solid 12 hours. So. And just to give you an example of kind of what it is, this area has been shady, but if you look at the soil here, it's a lot darker, a little bit more moist. Right here, this little piece, so you can see some roots. It's a lot more moist, but part of that is also due to the decomposition of all of these leaves here. So ideally, we want to take what is happening here, because the further you dig, right, you can see the lighter the soil gets. Ideally, we want the same thing to happen over there. Now, obviously, this is going to take some time. It takes time for this to occur, because it's a natural process, right? A lot of insects, microorganisms, and the leaves decomposing, that's kind of what you want with that. One of the side effects of trees is that they produce shade, which keeps moisture in the soil, which produces more moisture for more plants to grow, right? And those plants eventually die and they go back into the soil, and it's a whole cycle, and you're trying to work it up. Now, as you can see here, this is a lot more sunny. So we want to kickstart the process behind me, and we want to start it over here. Over here, we want to start that process so that it keeps more moisture in the soil. Just taking a quick break. Just got some water here. It's not from Jack in the Box, just reusing the cup. Just taking a quick break. So good. All right. We should have, there we go. Organic Plus. All right. Well, they got the soil, so time to get back at it. I'm just gonna put my water cup back over at the site. All right. Where do I put it? All right, there we go. Time to head back. All right, now I'm just putting some of the soil that we got into this, kind of doubling down here. So I'm just gonna fill the pot in. Probably actually only need half. All right, let's go. Oh, hold up, let me close the door here. Oops. Yeah, I did already put the tree in. I'll show you guys in a sec. Also some sunflowers growing over there. It's our turtle. Alright. Here we go. So I already put it in. So now I'm gonna take some of this. I already kind of chopped up the sides here. You can see some of it already broke apart, so I'm just gonna put a layer of the black soil around here a little bit. Just sprinkle it a little bit, because there is some depth, you know, on the side. Hopefully it spreads a little bit to the side here, so. Alright, that should be good. Now, I'm gonna take that and start filling it in. Alright, so put in a layer in. So I'm gonna take a little bit more, sprinkle it a little bit. We do want, because it's not very nutritious out here, just want to I'm just gonna keep on caking it up like that. All right, another one. I did have to move the tree a little bit just so it was a little bit more upright, so when I filled up the entire thing, so you'll see when it's done. All right, put it in. You can see here, pretty even. I already put some leaves around it. Now I'm gonna go fill this up because there's not much left. I'm gonna put a layer around it. I'm gonna go take some more leaves from over there and get a layer, and then start dumping some water. A lot of work, especially since it's so freaking hot out here right now. But we trudge on. We must help the apple tree. It's been 2 years in the making, guys. 2 years. Get a full layer going, a little bit around as well. Because really what you want is, you want the nutrients of this soil to kind of go down, and you want it to help capture. I gotta shake it off a little bit. But yeah, you just want this soil to kind of, you want the water that you put in the tree and in the soil to carry the nutrients from this top layer. You don't really want to rely on the nutrients of the soil too much. Again, the goal is to get the soil, the natural soil from the surrounding environment, to be what seeds the tree, not you constantly dumping a bunch of fertilizer on it. So, see, just cover this top layer, cover it up a little bit. All right, I think that's looking good. I am going to, first I'm gonna put some water, see how it handles it. So I'm gonna, this bucket has a hole in it, so I need to get another bucket, but I'm gonna go fill up some buckets of water and dump some water into the area. All right, just gonna put this right back where I found it, even though it has a hole in it. Nice little view right here. These are some orange trees, lemon tree, avocado tree. They were already here when we got the property. All right, just filled it up. Let's go. All right, here we are. I'm just gonna spread a little bit. Dump it. I'm probably gonna do another one. You can already see some of it's washing away, but that's what the leaves will be for. All right, let it sink in. All right, I'm now gonna fill this bucket up with some of those leaves over there. Please let there be no snakes. Please let there be no snakes. I think we're good. I think we're good. Might need 2 of these, but we'll see. I'm gonna dump the leaves. Pop them out a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to do. Well, there's a lot of insects in here, so it's not probably a good idea to do this with bare hand, but whatever. Whatever. Pick up leaves with your hand. Be a man. All right. Here we go. It's starting to look good. Just a little bit more. Boom. All right. Time to get one more bucket of water. All right. Let's go. All right. Here we go. Second bucket. Let's go. All right. A little bit around. A little bit more this way. All right, there we go. That should be good. There you go. My little apple tree. Spent 2 years growing it. There it is, finally in the ground. After 2 years, hopefully it's able to survive by itself. It's already sprouting, but how do you say, there's enough moisture and nutrition down there to continue that growth. My concern is more with the roots than anything, so it's gonna do its job. So thank you very much, man. You've done a good job growing to this point, so hopefully you make it. Hopefully you lock in where you need to lock in, and I come back and over the years you'll grow. Without further ado, guys, I appreciate you watching so much. I'm tired, sweaty, muddy. Probably gonna take a shower, drink some more water, just like my apple tree just did. So my apple tree's had more water than I've had, so peace.